Hey everyone, it's Shnickerman here back with another video. For those of you that might not be familiar, I like to collect a lot of different stuff. I'm also a really big fan of skateboarding. I like skateboarding video games, and a few years ago I got back into actually skateboarding. I really like listening to the podcast which is called The Nine Club, which is a skateboard based podcast. Ended up getting even more into skateboarding culture, and a few years ago, I'd say 3 or 4 years ago, I started getting into collecting skateboards. So today I'm going to show you all the skateboards I've collected over the last few years, and I'll just give like a little bit of a background about each one and what I like about it. Originally, I was just collecting skateboards for ones that have collaborations with things I liked a lot, for example, Dragon Ball Z. And then over time, as I started to learn more about brands, I wanted to start supporting skaters I liked in different brands and branch out my collection. Before I get into the actual collection, I wanted to note that there are two things that I think are important if you want to collect skateboards. Number one, hangers. So I have a link in the description for the type of skateboard hangers that I use, which I will show you. And then the second thing is, if you collect skateboards that don't have the shrink wrap, you should buy poly bags to put around the skateboard to protect the graphic, to prevent any kind of scraping or dust buildup on the skateboards if you want to keep them in pristine condition. And I also want to put a disclaimer here that if you want to use a skateboard to skateboard, you should do that. If you like to collect skateboards, that's also okay. There doesn't have to be two sides of this equation. With all that said, let's get into my skateboard collection. So just starting with the gaming theme, since I'm into games, this was the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remaster. This was in the collector's edition. You got the skateboard, which is the classic Tony Hawk Falcon design. It's got not a real signature, but a printed on signature. It's got the name of the game. And then even on the back, they do have on the top coat the birdhouse logo as well. This is a really cool retro feeling skateboard that I just had to have for my collection. The next skateboard might get some hate from the community, but this is a Supreme skateboard. It's the only Supreme skateboard I have. I really like the look of a photograph on a skateboard. So this is essentially a photograph of fruit, which have little stickers that say Supreme on them, that were actually given out as stickers when you bought this skateboard. And I just think overall it looks like a really cool skateboard. I love fruit. I love the colorfulness of it and everything like that. It being a Supreme skateboard, you can see on the back, nice top coat on it. Just a cool piece for the collection. So to go along with the photorealistic skateboard with fruit on it, I also wanted to pick up this from Pizza Skateboards recently. This is a nice image of different candy. You can see like Mike and Ike's jelly beans, different things like that. And I just thought it was a really cool piece to go along with my fruit skateboard. So I was really happy to add this one to the collection. You see a nice graphic on the top of the board for Pizza Skateboards with a little tomato holding some pizza. I think if you played earlier Tony Hawk games, you're familiar with Zero and Jamie Thomas. This is a recent released board for the skateboarder Chris Cole. He was on Zero for a long time. He went to Plan B. He came back to Zero. They gave him this welcome back board. I love the color orange. I love the classic Zero skull. Again, it's got a printed on signature of Chris Cole. And what the coolest thing about it is if you flip it over, top coat, you have the Cobra, which is kind of Chris Cole's signature. And the board overall is what they call a dipped board, which means that instead of just having a graphic pressed on top and heated up, the whole thing is dipped in paint. So there's a layer of orange paint and then they print on top of that. So overall, just a really cool looking board for the collection. So the next two also go together. If you were a fan of skateboarding in the early 2000s, late 90s, you'll know Alien Workshop and Habitat had a specific look to their boards. There was an artist. His name is Don Pendleton. He still makes skateboard graphics. He's part of this new company, which is called DRKRM or Dark Room. It's very reminiscent of those Alien Workshop boards and Habitat boards Don Pendleton used to make. When these boards and this company first started releasing boards, I had to have ones that reminded me of the old Alien Workshop style. It's very colorful, very big board. It's talking about creativity being dead in skateboarding, which I think is funny because I'm kind of contributing to some of that. But again, on the other side, the top graphic is this whole huge top graphic. So it's mocking reissues of old boards, repackaging of old designs, licensing to different companies like anime and different cartoons, scanning and stealing people's artwork. Overall, just really cool board. A much more recent release from Darkroom is right here. I still have the shrink wrap on it. I believe this one is called the Rat King or something like that. Again, similar style, similar color scheme. Got this nice rat character. Again, very reminiscent of Alien Workshop boards in my opinion. Even this design at the top up here where it shows Darkroom's logo. Back also has a back graphic. This is from the Talisman sub-series. There's also another part of it as well. I only got the one so far. And no, a lot of these current companies, if you buy the skateboards, you get a sticker thrown in. Not all of them, but some of them do that. I like to collect stickers as well. Another very recent pickup, but one I've been looking for a while. I've always enjoyed Toy Machine. I love the cartoony aesthetic. I love everything about it. The skaters are super awesome. When I saw these drawings based off Ed Templeton's characters, I don't remember exactly if this is actually Ed Templeton art. I don't think it is. In the sock puppet form, this one's for a skater named Axel Crusher, Axel Kreisberg, and I think he's an amazing skater. Really wanted to support the company as well as him. And the funniest thing I think about this board is that there's even a back to this, and it has the sock puppet from the backside, which I think is really cool. So I was extremely happy to add this board to the collection. This next board is definitely a bit more obscure. This is from a company called Heroin Skateboards, which is distributed by Baker Boys, Baker Skateboards fame. I believe this company is based out of the UK, so it's a little bit less common here in the US. But they had a video a few years ago called Earth Goblin. This was the cover of the video. You can see it's kind of dark, but there's this kind of creepy looking goblin dude. And at the time when the video came out, on their website, they had 50 signed copies of this board. And I couldn't believe that by the time I had watched the video that there were still boards available. So I jumped on their website and instantly bought a signed copy here. There's a few people involved in the team that signed it. This is the only signed board I have. Again, a really cool back graphic where it has the name of the video as well as the people who had parts in the video. Now we're starting to get to the boards that got me into collecting. As I mentioned, what really got me into collecting was that Primitive Skateboards started doing a collaboration with Dragon Ball Z, and I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan, so I had to pick up some of the boards. This is one of the rarest ones that there is for some reason. I'll kind of explain it. The black and gold aesthetic, as well as future trunks. On the bottom you can see Primitive X Dragon Ball Z. I'm not sure if they still do, but they had like a monthly subscription where you'd get a board, some wheels, I think like a sticker and a t-shirt, and every month the board would be random, but occasionally they would have special ones where they would tell you. This one was advertised to be a Dragon Ball Z one, so I jumped on it. These boards are pretty rare, but I don't think I could ever part with this board. I'm just a huge fan of it overall. Love trunks, love black and gold aesthetic, so had to add it to the collection. This was the first one that got me into collecting though. You can see the holographic nature of this. This is Gohan. This is Teen Gohan, one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z characters. It's a Brian Peacock board. It also has orange, which I'm a sucker for orange as well. Just a really cool board. It really reminds me of like a trading card back in the day, Pokemon holographic. Most of the Primitive boards on the other side, you can see a Shenron as well as the Primitive X Dragon Ball series. If there's only one board that's more rare than that Trunks board that I showed you from Primitive Skateboards, it would probably be this one. This is the Vegito board. This is a P-Rod board, Paul Rodriguez. Just super huge graphic. Again, shiny holographic. I don't think there's any board that's cooler than this in my collection right now. Again, this was available for, I can't remember. Actually, I think this one just sold separately, but you had to buy it through the website, or it may have been part of that monthly subscription service. Either way, it goes for a lot of money, but again, I would never part with this because I just really enjoy this board. This is a more recent one. The series after Dragon Ball Z was Dragon Ball Super, which aired just a few years ago. It's currently over. So eventually Primitive, once they finished the main characters for Dragon Ball Z, they moved on to Dragon Ball Super. This is Goku Black. This, I think, is still available or just sold out recently. This is Goku Black, but Rose version, or Rose. Super sick graphic. It's purple, which is one of my favorite colors as well, and black. It's another P-Rod board. Just had to get it to add to the collection. The colors are really vivid and awesome. This one has a different style back graphic. Doesn't have the Shenron, but it's still pretty interesting. We'll take a short break from Dragon Ball Z to show off some boards from a different franchise. This also was done by Primitive Skateboards. This again looks like a trading card. This is the Sailor Moon board, and it's like the team board, so it's not a specific skater. It has all the Sailor Moon characters on it. Just love the aesthetic of it. Love the foiling effect and everything. On the back, you have a nice Sailor Moon back graphic. A lot of people's favorite Dragon Ball Z character. He's not my favorite, but I still enjoy him. We got Vegeta just punching. Nice blue holographic. Art is all over the entire board. Back graphic has this kind of punched up, broken effect that all the first releases had. Almost everybody's favorite villain. We got Frieza. My favorite Frieza look, the OG, but the buff version. We got on a pink foil busted up background. Colors pop so well. Really iconic kind of pose on him. Really enjoy this skateboard a lot. This one's in a poly bag. I would recommend getting these for your skateboards if you want to collect them. Take them out of the shrink wrap. This one's another Sailor Moon. This is Sailor Mercury. Again, same style, but the blue coloring and the character in general, I really had to have this one to add to the collection. Then we got probably my favorite villain from Dragon Ball Z. We got Cell, perfect form. Again, holographic purple. Looks so sweet. I believe this is a Nick Tucker board. Again, same back graphic as all the other Dragon Ball Z ones from the first series. Here's another one that's in a poly bag. This one I had to pick up. I actually own 2 of these currently. So you can see the top has like the look of Goku's hair, and it's a 10-inch board. I used to have it behind this backdrop for a while. Just really cool board. Next few boards, when I was getting into collecting primitive skateboards, when I think I was supposed to get the Trunks one, they accidentally sent me the wrong one. This is a foil graphic. This is a Devin Calloway board. Nice green foiling process. Just got some nice plants, some nice flowers. Very subtle, but good piece. And then kind of following up that same theme again, we got more flowers, more holographic. This is a P-Rod board. I believe these are poppy flowers. And again, just nice aesthetic. Then almost the last part of the collection, there's a brand called Hookups, which was a very popular brand in the 90s and early 2000s, made by skateboarder Jeremy Klein, who used to be a skater for Birdhouse. Then he made his own company. A lot of them are based around pinup girls and just his own anime character style. This one is based off mechs. It's got very similar like Gundam vibes or any other mech anime. And again, a nice back graphic on that as well. And then the last board, there's a company called Pizza Skateboards who does a lot of cool kind of rip-offs of popular icons, and I really enjoy their boards. They have a lot of really cool ones, so I decided to buy one of their like grab bag things where you could get cheap boards and a bunch of their other merch. And unfortunately, I ordered 2 boards and I got 2 of the same. So I got this board, which I believe is supposed to be a play on South Park. It says Massage Therapy. This is a Chase Webb board. Unfortunately, Chase Webb had some kind of falling out, some controversy in the skateboard scene, so you can't really find this board anywhere anymore. At this point in time, that's my skateboard collection. If you have any questions about collecting skateboards or you want to get into it, or if there's any brands that you think I need to definitely add some skateboards to my collection, leave it in the comments. And until next time, guys, peace out.